Welcome back. By the end of this video, you will understand what chirality is, and you will be able to quickly and confidently identify chiral centers in molecules drawn in all sorts of different styles. So quickly, is this my right hand or my left hand? You can tell that it's my right hand. Not because I'm married, not because I have a freckle, but because my right and left hand are mirror images of each other that are non-superimposable, meaning I can't line them up and have everything match. Chemicals can also be non-superimposable mirror images. The criteria for that, in the simplest examples, would be one atom in the center bonded to 4 different groups. Here the groups are color-coded: green, orange, yellow, and red. So these are mirror images of each other, but we cannot superimpose them. What I mean is, let's just try to line them up. I can line up red, black, and green, but oranges and yellows are not lined up. I can flip one of these to line up orange, black, and yellow, but greens and reds are not lined up. These are mirror images that are not the same. So chirality comes from the Greek word for hand, and a pair of molecules that are non-superimposable mirror images are called enantiomers. These enantiomers are going to have the exact same result in a lot of chemical tests. They are going to have the same melting point, the same boiling point. They are going to undergo a lot of the same chemical reactions, but they also have some major differences. They will interact with light differently, and they will undergo different reactions in chiral environments. That means these differences are really important in areas like biochemistry and pharmaceuticals. So the aroma and flavor compounds in lemon and orange are enantiomers. So are spearmint and caraway, as different as they taste. This is the structure of a drug called thalidomide. One enantiomer can be used to treat morning sickness, where the other causes severe birth defects. This caused some problems in the late 1950s, and it's a really good reason to care about chirality and finding the chiral center. So in a molecule, a chiral center is usually a carbon, but not always. The important thing is that it's an atom bonded to 4 different groups. They're just numbered here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember that the wedges mean that they are going towards you, the dotted lines mean they are going away from you. That stereochemistry is important here. Let's try to find any chiral centers in this Lewis dot structure. So let's consider this carbon. It has 2 hydrogens on it. So we do not have 4 different groups because 2 groups are the same. But this carbon, we have chlorine, bromine, fluorine, and a carbon group. That makes this carbon chiral. This is a line structure. The tricky part about line structures is that hydrogens are not always drawn. And if your goal is to identify atoms with 4 different groups bonded, you might find it easier to go ahead and draw in all of those implicit hydrogens. I also drew in some lone pairs of electrons on the nitrogens. Remember, nitrogens like to have 3 bonds. So we just need to find any atom bonded to 4 different groups. It's not going to be anything in this aromatic ring, because when carbons are involved in double bonds, they're each only going to be bonded to 3 things. Anytime you see a carbon with a double bond, that means it can't be bonded to 4 things. So nothing over here. These have 2 hydrogens, so that's 2 of the same group. 2 hydrogens, 2 of the same group. What we are looking at is one atom. This one right here. This atom is a carbon. It is bonded to 4 different groups. We have a hydrogen, we have this nitrogen in the ring structure, and the ring is not symmetrical. So this carbon has double bonded to an oxygen, this carbon's bonded to 2 hydrogens. So this has 1 chiral center. Wedges and dashes will not always be there to help you identify chiral centers, and here they're missing. But I recommend starting at that same place. Draw the implicit hydrogens if you think it helps you. And we're looking for the same thing. find an atom bonded to 4 different groups. None of these, because these are only bonded to 3 groups. This is bonded to 4 groups, but these two are the same. This carbon is bonded to 4 groups. There's a hydrogen, there's a hydroxide, and these 2 carbons have different things attached to them. So this is not a symmetrical molecule. So this is a chiral center. This carbon is also bonded to 4 different groups. We have a hydrogen, NH2, and the 2 carbons are not the same. They are bonded to different things. So we have a second chiral center. So this is a Fischer projection. It's used fairly often for structures of sugars and amino acids, but in this, wedges and dashes are implied. Horizontal bonds are coming towards you, vertical bonds are going away from you, but we are looking for the same thing. We are looking for an atom with 4 different groups bonded. So this carbon has 2 hydrogens. This only has 3 things attached to it. This, we have a hydrogen, an OH group, and the carbons are bonded to different things. So this is a chiral center. Let's look at this carbon. We have a hydrogen, an OH, and 2 carbons have different things bonded to them. So this is also a chiral center. This is not. We have 2 hydrogens attached. So let's test your comprehension. This structure is an antibiotic precursor. Pause and take all the time you need to find all of the chiral centers, and I'll flash the answer on the screen in a few seconds. So once you can spot a chiral center, the next bottleneck is priority rules. Thanks for watching Chemistry in a Nutshell. If you feel that I've earned it, please like this video and subscribe to my channel.